Welcome to Toolbox. Welcome back, everybody, to the Sydney Church of Christ Toolbox. My name is William Thorne, and this is my amazing, beautiful wife, Chelsea.
Hey everyone, we have two sons. As you saw earlier, Denton is 2.5 and Louis is 1.
And today we're going to discuss having spiritually focused young families during self-isolation. But hopefully these principles and practicals apply to all times in our lives. You know, we're learning so much right now about being a family and about raising children. We're definitely in the early stages of this. So this toolbox is just as much for us as it is for anybody. But we're going to talk about some principles first and then some practicals about keeping our young families spiritually focused. So let's talk about some principles. You know, this is a very stressful and hectic time around the world, and probably particularly for those of us who have young kids running around the house, just adds to the chaos. And sometimes there's a temptation, if you look at people without kids right now, or people who have grown kids, to look at them and think, man, they have it easy right now. They have it good, all the free time, all the extra time in their lives, and it can be a temptation to get jealous or to get envious.
Yeah, I've definitely felt that, and I think I can get negative so quickly and feel stressed and with everything that's going on with the kids. And I think something that really helps me is to focus on gratitude, that my kids are a blessing and I have so much to be grateful for.
Which leads to our first principle, which is gratitude. Psalm 127, verses 3-5 says, "Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from him. Like arrows in the hands of a warrior are children born in one's youth. Blessed is the man whose quiver is full of them. They will not be put to shame when they contend with their opponents in court." We have to remember what a blessing and gift it is to have a family. Maybe you feel stir crazy, maybe it is a bit busy and messy and hectic, and you don't have all the extra free time that some of your friends have, so you can't write that book or start that yoga YouTube channel. But our families are a blessing from God. Our children are a blessing from God. And of course we all know that, but it is easy for us to forget that at times. When you're changing a dirty nappy, or there's a crazy mess around the home, or there's the chaos of working from home, it can be so easy to forget that we need to be so grateful to God for our children and for our spouses and our families. And if we forget all we have to be grateful for, we really lose the joy of our lives.
Yeah, and I think even studies show that focusing on gratitude, if you're in the authentic state of gratitude, you can't feel another emotion. You can't feel discouragement or jealousy or envy if you're in that authentic state of gratitude. So I think gratitude is so powerful. And even just thinking about they're only small for so long. And so really cherishing these times that they're small and you can give cuddles, and because it will go by quickly, and just really cherishing that.
Second principle is being spiritually focused. You know, there's a lot of talk of using this time wisely. Read more books, exercise, redecorate your home, DIY, and some of those things are happening around here. But what about also using this extra time to get even our young children focused on God? Proverbs 22 verse 6 says, "Start children off on the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it." A verse that we all know, but this one implies that we should start them off while they're young. And how young is too young? I don't know exactly, but I do know that I want to start as soon as possible. Maybe they can't understand much, but for sure they can understand some things, and I want to do my part to start them as soon as possible. We have a charge to raise our families in the Lord. And so what a great opportunity for us right now. Yeah, we do have a little bit of extra free time. And so use that time wisely to impart spiritual teachings and training to even our young children. They should see us on Zoom with the fellowship. They should see us continuing to pray and read our Bibles despite the craziness of the world right now.
I really love being able to have this time even to do family devos. Before we weren't really doing them, but this time has given us the opportunity to think about, okay, we should do this. And it's been so great. And just the privilege we have to teach our children about God is so amazing. So I'm so encouraged to be able to do that we have that charge and that we get to teach our children about God.
I think of the Philippian jailer who knew a thing or two about lockdown since he worked in a prison. But he was taught the gospel by Paul, and he in turn looked at his family and said, I've got to teach my family about this as well. And I'm inspired by that example. Now we want to talk about some practicals. We have 5 practicals here that we wanted to discuss. And the first one is give each other time. Give each other time. Chelsea and I have been really trying to do this every day, making sure that I have time to read my Bible and pray, and she has time to read her Bible and pray, whether that's before the kids are up or after, but making sure that we're really giving each other that time.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference and just keeps us sane when we're able to have that time, and then we come back and we're able to give and serve our children joyfully.
Second practical is fun family devotionals. There was a great Toolbox video already about this, about having fun family devotionals. We've been trying to do this about every week, just making sure that we're using the time wisely to look at the scriptures with our children, but also just have a lot of fun, having a skit and songs and activities and arts and craft, and just making it an awesome event for the children that they really do remember and look forward to as a fun time with the family.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a big production. It can just be simple. And I think another tip is making sure you schedule it in, because a lot of times when we don't schedule it, it won't happen.
Thirdly, discipline. We do believe it is so important to discipline our children. There are so many verses about that, and there are a variety of ways to do that depending on the situations. But we do believe that's a biblical principle and practical that we are trying to put into place in our family. It can be easy during this time when things are chaotic and you're trying to even work from home to let things slip and let things go. But I do believe we've got to be on top of those things and use this time to say, okay, I got to train my children. I got to teach them when they're being disobedient. Teach them when they're being disrespectful. Show them right from wrong, as the scriptures call us to do.
Yeah, and I think something that's really helpful is just seeking input from other moms who have already been through it and who have raised godly children. I think the scriptures say, if you walk with the wise, you will become wise. So really seeking input from godly women.
And it's never too early to start seeking input about how to raise our children in the Lord. Fourthly, resolve issues quickly. Sometimes being at home more together means that there's more opportunities for fights and some bickering. And that's probably true for us during this time. But I think we've also learned how to resolve those things quickly. Yeah, I've said stupid things or discouraging things, but let's talk through it and let's apologize and let's forgive each other quickly so we can get back on track and the main focus of our families, which is to be spiritually focused. But the fights can get in the way and they can linger if we don't resolve them quickly.
Yeah, and I think I can easily become defensive or proud, but we just don't have time for that. When we're trying to be a team and help our children, there's just no time for that. So I think apologizing quickly and just being humble and moving forward.
And fifthly and finally, lots of grace and gratitude. Again, this is a stressful, chaotic time for everybody. Everybody's experiencing it differently. Everybody has different feelings about their routine and their normal schedule being out of whack and all sorts of different things happening in the world. But it's so important for us to show and give each other a lot of grace during this time, to be patient with each other, to forgive, to understand that everybody's feeling different things, and to show each other that grace that we all know that we need.
Yeah, and I think I can easily just think about, oh, I've done this and this and this, I deserve a break. And that's just not helpful. So I think really thinking about what has the other person done and how can I really express gratitude and say thank you, actually verbalize it.
You're welcome. So those are some thoughts there, some principles and some practicals about raising our families in the Lord, about keeping our young families spiritually focused. It's never too early to start teaching them and training them and getting advice. And we are definitely in this journey together. We're so grateful for the church family, the village that we have that's helping to raise our young sons together. We miss you guys. We long to see you guys. And we're excited for the day that we can fellowship in person together again, hopefully soon. See you soon. Thanks for listening. Love you guys.
Love you guys. See ya.